What's up, Jerry? Just wondering if you wanted to come over for a barbecue tonight. Oh, no worries. Yeah, no worries. We'll just catch up some other time then. All right, have a good one. Were you guys spying on me again? Always spying on me. Just calling my friend Jerry. I just was gonna invite him over for a barbecue tonight, but he's out of town at his folks' place. So I don't know, maybe next week I'll invite him over after he's back from visiting his folks. Do you guys know what that means? Folks. Folks is another word for parents. Okay, it's a very common slang word. Well, it's not even a slang word. It's just a common way to say parents, your folks. You can call your parents your folks. Right? So you could say, I'm just visiting my folks this weekend. Okay? I'm visiting my folks this weekend. All right? Or you could say, my folks are on vacation. My folks are out of town this weekend. They're doing whatever. I don't know. What do your folks do? What do your folks do? Or what do you visit your folks? Do you live with your folks? Maybe you live with your folks. You could say, I live with my folks. If someone asks you, do you own a house? Or do you live by yourself? Do you live alone? You could say, no, I live with my folks. I live with my folks. Right? That word, folks. The L is silent. It's not folks. It's folk. Man, it's windy out here, guys. Can you even hear me? Hope you can hear me, because I got a wind kind of a shield over my GoPro. Because this is the GoPro's, not a GoPro, YouTuber's biggest nightmare. A YouTuber's biggest nightmare is windy days, and it ruins the audio in the the video, right? And audio is more important than video. Because have you ever clicked on a video and it was like really bad audio? The person was maybe really far away from the camera and it's like echoey. It's just not pleasant to listen to. I was just last night, I clicked on a video that I wanted to watch, but the audio was bad. And so I said, I don't want to listen to this. The video was fine. People don't really pay attention to the video quality that much. It's much more important to have good audio rather than video. So hopefully this wind isn't bothering you too much. So guys, do you live with your folks? Do you live with your folks? Okay. The L is silent. And that word is always plural. Okay, it's never folk. I mean, let's say you have a single parent, right? Let's say you have one parent and you live with them. You wouldn't say, I live with my folk. This word is always plural. Okay, just so you know that. If you have one parent, you'd say, I live with my mom. Or I live with my dad, or my mom is on vacation, or my dad is out of town, or something. Okay, then you're always just talking about one parent. You actually use the word mom or dad. But if you want to use them together, they're your folks. Your folks, okay, guys? So here it's actually very common for people to live with their folks, even well into their 30s. Not because it's culturally acceptable. It's not. It's not culturally acceptable in our culture here, Canada, US, Guys, I'm out of breath. Look at that breathtaking sunset there. That's why I'm out of breath. The sunset took my breath away, right? It's breathtaking. That means if something is breathtaking, it takes your breath away. And you can't breathe, right? So that's just an excuse, guys. It's not the sunsets. The sunset didn't take my breath away. The reason is because I'm too fat. That's the real reason. That I can't breathe properly. It's cold out here, guys. I don't know why I chose to make this video later than I usually do. A bit dark. I can test out the low light capabilities of my GoPro. Can you see me? Okay, you can see these street lights are lit up, which means that it is after sunset. You know, usually around sunset these lights light up. Which side would be brighter? If I walk over there, I don't know. I don't even know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing in life, guys. I just wander around aimlessly with my GoPro teaching you guys English. Hope you enjoy it. Thank you guys for always smashing that like button. If you're just wandering aimlessly in life, we can be friends. All right, if you don't have really a clue what you're doing, join the club. Join the club. That's what you can say to, if someone does something or believes something or has some problem and you also have that problem, you can say join the club. For example, if you are too poor to get your own place, right? Let's say you live in your parents' basement, which is very common here in Canada. Okay, let's say you live in your parents' basement and you hear someone else who lives in their, you know, in their parents' basement, and that they say, oh, I'm so poor, I can't afford to live on my own. You could say, join the club. Join the club. It means you can't afford living here either. It's expensive living here, guys. You know, just yesterday I was kind of tempted to order some Indian food. As a restaurant I like to go to, I order some Indian food, and you know, usually if I order a few naans, that's bread, that's their kind of like, you know, Middle Eastern type of, you know, bread. I order a couple naans and like I don't know, some kind of a dish, you know, Indian dish, and usually the price comes out to maybe like it's around like 20-25 bucks. Right, if I order like one dish and a couple naans, it'll come to, yeah, maybe about 20 bucks. And so I thought, you know what, I feel like eating Indian food, but then I thought, you know what, I should just save money. I'm gonna go and cook. I'm gonna go to the grocery store, buy my own food and cook at home to save money. Well, I went to the grocery store. I bought a little bit of meat, and I bought two vegetables. I bought broccoli, one broccoli crown. Okay, one broccoli crown. It's not much. And one onion. Okay. Did I buy anything else? Maybe there was one other thing I bought, or maybe it was 3 vegetables. I can't remember exactly, but it was like just oh, and I bought kefir. That's the other thing I bought. Okay, I bought a little bit of meat, I bought 2 vegetables, and I bought some kefir, or kefir. Some people say kefir. It's kind of like a yogurt drink. Okay, man, it's cold, guys, but now you can see that beautiful sunset there. That is gorgeous. Okay, so a lot of countries have this drink that's similar to kefir. In India, they've got a drink that's called lassi. India, Pakistan, they've called lassi. It's kind of similar to kefir, or in Turkey, I think it's called ayran. Ayran? I think so. Not the country Iran. It's A-Y-R-A-N, I think. Ayran. Every country has a different name for kind of a dairy with some bacterial culture in it. Maybe a bit of salt or something. Okay. So, guys, my hands are freezing off. I thought it was going to be warm out here. This is cold. A cold wind is blowing in. It was warm today. It was warm earlier today. Now it's just freezing out here, guys. We're getting some cold weather coming. I think tomorrow it's going to be like -20 or something like that. So anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, about people living in there. Oh no, I was talking about shopping. Okay, maybe I'll start walking back, guys. I don't know. I'll walk with the wind instead of against, because the wind is coming from over there. So I'll walk this way with the wind. So I bought some kefir, a bit of meat, 2 vegetables. Guess what the total was? It was 27 and change. 27 and change. Okay, 27 means $27, and change means, I don't remember exactly. Okay, just some. It was between $27 and $28, somewhere in there. Could have been 27, 30, you know, 27.50. I don't know. It just, you know, so that's a way you can say a price in English where you don't know the exact number, or maybe you do know the exact number but it's not important. Okay, maybe it was 36 cents. Maybe I remember it, but it's not important for this video. You don't care what the cents is, right? So then I would say, you know, the total came to 27 and change. 27 and change. And I was like, when I saw the total, I was thinking, I should have just ordered Indian food. It'd be the same, right? If I go to an Indian restaurant, order a bit of yogurt, order a nice dish, a meat dish that has some vegetables in it. Like the broccoli crown was like, one broccoli crown was like $4, guys. The onion was $2, I think. It was already $6 for just 2 vegetables. You know, the meat was like, I think the meat was like, you know, I don't know, maybe 12. You know, meat's a bit expensive. Maybe it was maybe $12. And then it was kind of a jug of kefir, 1 or 2 liters of kefir, and I don't know, I was shocked to see 27 and change. I was like, man, this is expensive, because I was just kind of, my mind was just focused on one meal, right? Just about slipped on that ice, guys. One meal. I mean, yeah, you could get more than one meal out of what I bought. Maybe that's why I'm fat. I started eating too much, guys. I could have made it into 2 meals, okay. I didn't. I ate it all. But I didn't. $27 for a meal. Guys, that's why I'm so poor. Poor and fat. Are you guys poor and fat? Are you poor and fat? Join the club, guys. Join the club. So here it's very common for people to live in their basement, even, you know, well into their adult years. Your adult years are like, you know, your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, you know. People live with, it's becoming more common for people to live with their parents, you know, even into their 30s, maybe 40s. Why? Because they just can't, they can't afford their own place. They're not living there because they want to, or because it's like, hear a dog somewhere out here, guys. So they're you know, like I said, it's not acceptable. It's not seen as socially acceptable for people to live with their parents into their, like, basically past their 20s, early 20s. Unfortunately, I think it's a good thing if people live together, right? Because in other cultures, you know, families live together for a long time. But in our culture, it's kind of seen that when people turn 18, they need to get out of the house. They need to leave and find their own path in life, right? The problem is a lot of people, it's not feasible. They want to, but it's not feasible. Okay, the word feasible means possible. If something is not feasible, it means it's not possible. They can't do it. So for a lot of people, they want to go and have their own life, maybe have some independence, buy their own house. But when they look at the prices, it's just not feasible, guys. You know, even a small little condo. Now here in Alberta, it's still like the prices aren't even that high compared to bigger cities like Toronto or Vancouver. But in some of those places in Canada, I mean, things are just, it's becoming unfeasible. You know, you just can't do it. You can't do it. So people live with their parents, maybe in their parents' basement, even up to their 30s or 40s, and they probably still can't afford to move out at that point. Like imagine, like, so a condo in Vancouver, or even a small condo in Vancouver, is like $500,000, guys. Just for a tiny little place for you to live, it's $500,000. And to save up for a down payment, well, you have to, you know, usually the down payment is, like, let's say you'd put 10% down, that's $50,000. And how much do you have to be making for the bank to qualify you for a mortgage? You have to be making an insane salary. So, you know, it's just not feasible. So that's why a lot of people still live with their parents. It's not culturally acceptable, but it's just, it's not feasible for them to move out. And so, you know, that's what it is. I was going to buy food for one meal at the grocery store and cook it at home, which I did. $27 and change. Guys, you know, I just, I was scrolling through Instagram yesterday. Hey, if you're not following me on Instagram, search for madenglishtv. Sometimes I post, not sometimes, very often I post English jokes and stuff there. So, I was scrolling through Instagram and there's a guy, Canadian, who just said, you know what? I'm leaving Canada. There's no hope. There's no hope for this country. I'm done. I'm out of here. And so yeah, so he's getting ready to leave. You know, and I've actually come across many. There are dozens and dozens of people on YouTube videos that you can say, people are just saying, I'm leaving Canada. I can't afford to live here. Usually it's around the affordability issue. Like, Canada's still a nice country. I mean, look at this, right? A nice canal, nice paths, not nice weather. Sometimes we have nice weather. But, you know, people are really starting to wonder. And I've been in this position for years and years. I always threaten to leave Canada, right? I always say, this is my last winter here. And now I'm still here, guys. Sticking it out for another winter. It's just empty threats. I always just utter empty threats. To utter something means to say it, to speak. And empty threats, it means you say something, but you don't follow through on it. You know, to follow through on your threat means you actually do it, right? Like, for people who, you know, if they don't like a political leader, they say, if that person gets elected as president or prime minister, I'm gonna leave the country. They never do. It's just always empty threats, right? They never follow through on their threats. How about you? Do you follow through on your threats? I don't know, guys. I don't even know what I'm doing in life. What am I doing in life? Why am I here? What am I doing? It's cold. Could be over somewhere warm, guys. Let me know, is your country warm? Should I come to your country? Would you welcome me? Maybe I can rent a room in your house. How much? Let me know. How much would you charge me to stay in your house? Just a little room in your house. You know, for me, I'm just a simple guy. I just want some peace and quiet. Maybe you'll give me a room in your house for a good price. Pretty cheap price. Good deal, you know. That'd be great. Let me know down in the comments how much you would charge me to live in your little house. Or maybe you have a big house or maybe you have a nice vacation spot somewhere on a beach. Well, that'd be nice to live on a beach or live, I don't know, I'm not picky, just anywhere nice. What do you think, guys? Is it time for me to leave this country? Look at the wind blowing the pine trees, freezing my hands and my ears off. You probably can't even see me because it's too dark now. So sorry about that. I'll try to make my videos earlier in the day so you can see my beautiful face next time. But thank you for all your support. I really appreciate you guys. Hope you're doing great. Hope you're staying safe, healthy, and happy. Hope it's warmer in your country than it is here. And as always, I love you guys so much. And also, as always, I'll see you over in the next episode of Mad English TV. Take care.